Pride goeth before destruction, and a haughty spirit before a fall. Hi, I'm Helen Sword. This is Helen's Word, and for today's writing warm-up, in the spirit of those famous lines from the Old Testament book of Proverbs, we're going to reflect on those moments in our own writing lives when we're striding confidently along and everything seems to be going really well, and then just at that very moment we stumble and fall on our face. How do we pick ourselves up again? What can we learn from the experience? You can do this 10-minute exercise on your own, or better yet, in conversation with other writers. So grab a notebook and a pen, or fire up your keyboard, and let's do some writing. So I wasn't actually planning to film this video or any video today. I've just returned from a 3-day hiking trip along the spectacular Routeburn Track in New Zealand, and on the second day of the hike, after hours of walking uphill, I'd reached the flattest, easiest, most glorious part of the entire walk. There I was, zooming along the ridgeline track with the Southern Alps spread out before me, feeling on top of the world, very pleased with myself. And then suddenly my toe must have caught on a rock, and as I pitched forward, the weight of my backpack took over, and the next thing I knew, I was spread-eagled on the track, flat on my face. Fortunately, I didn't break my nose, but I do still have some abrasions and bruises to show from my humiliation. But I've come to realize that those blemishes, which feel so enormous and obvious to me, probably aren't all that noticeable or important to other people. And I realized that after my fall, I walked a lot more slowly and mindfully than before, with greater appreciation for the landscape. And I've also realized that if I hadn't fallen on my face, I would never have got to know all the kind strangers who stopped and helped me get back on my feet and walked along with me for the next 2 hours to make sure that I was okay. So here I am, bruises and all, to take you through this writing warm-up on the theme of face planting. The exercise has 3 parts. First, I'd like you to briefly describe a time in your writing life when you thought that everything was going well, and then suddenly you found yourself flat on your face. Maybe your own confidence or pride tripped you up, or maybe a peer reviewer or teacher was the stone that caused you to stumble. You've got 3 minutes to describe the situation, how it made you feel, what happened, starting now. How'd that go? I wrote about a time when I submitted a book proposal that I was very proud of, but then the reviewers tore it to pieces, and there I was, sprawled out on the pathway with mud all over my face. But after the fall comes the recovery. Did you pull yourself up by your own bootstraps? Did someone, a stranger or a friend, lend a helping hand? Now you've got 3 minutes to describe how you got to your feet again, starting now. And here's the final step in this reflective exercise. What happened next? How did that experience of falling down and getting up again help you learn and grow as a writer? Did the bruises fade eventually, or are they still tender? So one more time, writing, you've got 3 minutes, starting now. After my book proposal was rejected, I was pulled to my feet by a friend who helped me see how and where my original idea had wandered off track. So I dusted myself off and wrote a new book proposal, informed by the reviewer's critique, yet still true to my original vision. That proposal was accepted by Harvard University Press and eventually grew into my book, Stylish Academic Writing. A much better book than the one I had originally proposed. My faceplant grew into a faceplant. New ideas, new growth, new opportunities for learning. I hope that the same has been true for you and that your bruises have healed just as mine will soon. If you'd like to share your face planting experience and, of course, the story of how you recovered, please tell us about it in the comment boxes down below. Thanks for showing up to write, and I'll see you next time.